So in the last class, we have discussed about profession. So what is profession? We have discussed. What is professional practice? That also we have discussed. And what is the basic uh, objective of the other different stakeholders of professional practice, like different government bodies, national or international. Okay, so there are different organization or group of organization who actually they are working in regulating and maintaining the quality of uh, professional practice. Okay? So today we are going to start the second class. Okay, let me show you the second class note. So here, can you see the word file? Is it visible? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today we'll discuss about a contract. Okay, we'll discuss about contract, and especially we're going to discuss about what are the rights and responsibility for a client. Okay? So let's discuss first of all. Let's discuss about what is contract. So what is contract? I think you have heard this term contract. Okay? So what is contract? So in general, in a simple definition, I want to say the definition of contract. So contract is a promise. Okay, it's a promise, but enforced by law. Okay, so contract is a promise which is actually enforced by law. The promise may be to do something or to refrain from doing something. Okay? The making of a contract requires the mutual assent of two or more persons. One of them ordinarily making an offer. Okay, sorry, making an offer, and another accept. That's simple. Okay, and contracts provide a written document. Okay, contracts provide a written document that outlines the full understanding of a particular business business relationship and scope of the work so that no one can claim any misunderstanding later down the road. Okay, so basically, suppose there is a work to do. Okay, and here also written a contract for a particular service is a contract by which a provider of service agrees to provide a service to a client in exchange for a payment. Okay? Now, for example, since we are in the civil engineering background, so suppose uh, I want to build a home. Okay, that means I become a client. Now I'll go to a farm or engineering firm, and I just request them, or I just want go to them and propose that they just build my house. Okay, that means that contractor or whatever firm is there, it that become a service provider. Okay, and I become the client. Okay, and whatever understanding will be there within between us, so it will be a documented, and that document is known as a contract. Okay, have you understood? I think very simple definition of contract. Okay. Yeah. Now let's discuss what are the basic responsibilities or rights of a particular client who hires a provider of service. So let's discuss about their responsibility. We are talking about only about responsibilities about client. Okay? So the first one is your respect the provider's independence. So from this line also you can get the idea about that. If I if I want to build my house and I have proposed one contractor or a firm engineering firm, then I cannot interfere the procedure he is going to follow in detail. Okay, I can give an idea about my desire. Okay, but I can't interfere the ac- actual approach that should be followed in the process of making the house or something like that. Okay, so here you can see a provider who enters into a contract for service can choose how to perform the service. Okay? The client therefore can't tell her as just a gender, okay, her or he you can use. So client therefore can't tell her how she should perform the service. However, the client can tell her what he wants and also oversees progress on the work and express his preference regarding the result. Sorry. Okay, so this independence of the provider of service is the main difference between a contract of service and an employment contract. So I think like we are under employment, say me, I'm under employment of Assam Data University. So I have to follow the rules. So I am under employment contract, not under contract of service. Okay, so there is a difference. So there is again one example here so that you can understand clearly. So for example, in a contract for service where a marketing agency agrees to find sponsor for a particular company, the company, which is actually represents the client, the company can require that the agency hire competent individual. So double that again. So one that will be five. So company can require that the agency hire competent individual like skilled individual and use certain advertising document. Okay. However, the marketing agency always retain control and direction over the research methods too, and the peoples it hires. It also decide what potential sponsor it wants. Okay, so in in short, you should not interfere. A client should not uh, interfere the way the approach that a service provider choose for completing the particular work. Okay, so next the responsibility is keep the provider informed. Okay, that means you have to give all the information you have or you are capable to have to give. Okay, so here I have divided in two separate sections. First one is your ordinary client, and next one is your expert. Ordinary client like that client which have nothing, they don't have any knowledge, detailed knowledge about the work. Okay, suppose I'm not an engineer, I'm the general person. I don't know anything about building, anything about civil engineering. Okay, so it's like I can give as much I can. The information is required to the the engineering firm that are going to build the house. Okay. A client. Now let's discuss here for ordinary client. A client who enters into a contract for service must give the provider all the information he has about the service to be provided, either before the contract into or while it is being carried out. The client must not give wrong information. It is very important. Not give wrong information to a service provider. Now let's discuss about the expert client. A client who is in who is an expert in a particular field related to the respective service must give the provider of service more information than a client who is not an expert. Since you are capable, suppose I'm a civil engineer, not suppose I'm an engineer. So I know something about building construction. So if I approach to a consulting firm or construction firm to build my house, So I can give more information than a ordinary person, like exact plot area, how to go for placing the ventilation or window, something like that. I can give some preference. Okay, like that. Yeah. So where am I? Yeah. Now let's take an example. Take an example of a client who borrows money, wants to borrow money from a bank. Okay? Now she is a seamstress, she is just an ordinary woman and doesn't know anything about finance, but she wants some money from bank as a loan. Now in this case, she only has to give the bank information uh, she reasonably believes to be useful. Okay. Now, however, the situation would be quite different. The situation would be quite different if the client is an experienced accountant, as someone who knows a lot of about finance. We would have an obligation to provide all the specific information has about her financial situation. It would be hard for it would be hard for her to define herself by claiming that she didn't know that certain information was important or that the bank didn't ask enough questions about her finance. That means you cannot, if you are a you know expert in a particular field. I'm taking the same example that I have already taken. That if you are going for a construction of building for your home, if you approach a consulting firm or construction firm, that means it's not like you just taken as an ordinary person. No, yes, it's your responsibility as a civil engineer that you must give that particular service provider all the information that require that may help them to create your dream house. Okay, that means suppose you want your kitchen in each direction. Okay, so which is also preferable to get your kitchen placing a kitchen in an east direction so that the morning sunlight will come and reach the kitchen. And also the additional advantage of that placing your kitchen in east direction, it also prevent from the very deep, high, you know, sunlight from coming from at evening at 4 or 5 p.m. like that. So these things you should inform your uh, service provider. Okay, I can also give the exact your exact no, plot area, exact amount of your plot area, exact amount of your built up area. Okay, so I think you know the difference between plot area and built up area. If you don't know, just go through your previous classes or previous semester class notes, or I guess you will also get to know in future coming classes also. So you have to give a specific idea. You should give the exact information about your built up area, exactly from where to where or in which area we're going to build your house. Where should you give your main entrance? Where should you place your bedroom or dining hall, kitchens, and other toilets, bathroom? Okay, so you should give your own idea. So it's your responsibility as a civil engineer. Okay, so if you're in a different background, suppose you are not civil engineer, general person, that it is not your responsibility because you don't know anything about civil engineering. So at least you can give some basic idea about your land area. Okay, you can also basics idea about your dream house that I want this kind of house. Let's build some house kind of house for me. So this kind of idea, this kind of your desire, you can uh, go to that construction firm. I can afford. But for a particular specialized person or for an expert client, you have that responsibility to keep all the details related to related to that work. Okay, and it's your responsibility. So I think you have got this idea, isn't it? So I don't have so much of these things for this class. So you can also go through the online, right? You can type rights and responsibilities of a client in a contract for service, different service. You can get these things also in online also. Okay, so you can also find out what is the basic definition of contract. Okay, now what is the difference between contract and agreement? You can find out, and also you can find out different types of contract. Okay, so what a contract document should be included. Okay, all these details you can find out. So you can go through in searching in the Google. Okay, so I'm just closing this slide for now. Okay, you have any doubt till now? Anyone? I think it's very simple to understand, and this I'm taking very simple statements so that you can understand. Since this is a very new subject to you, so I don't want to give so much information in one class. So slowly we'll go the coming classes. So till now, do you have any doubt? You can ask me, or you can just write in a chat box. Anything to ask? Yes? Anyone? You don't have any doubts? No? Okay then. So let's. I'll take now the attendance. Okay. Wait then. Okay. I'll do one thing. Uh, I'll just pronounce some roll number. Just unmute yourselves and just respond. Okay. Wait. And that's some. Yeah. Today 27. Wait. Hang on. Okay. You can unmute yourself. Okay. I couldn't able to hear your lecture properly, so I can't say what I. Okay, okay, so you can also text me if you don't get any idea. I'll give you separately. Okay, no need to worry. Also, you will get this recording. You will get this recording. I think from there also you can get some idea. Okay, or you can also text me. So I'm just closing the recording for the time being.